Well, good morning. Welcome to another beautiful day at the beach, right before sunrise. It's gorgeous out here. It's a little chilly, but you know what I wanted to talk about today? Sobriety. What's the big deal? I want to talk about why sobriety is a big deal. First of all, if you've never tried to get sober, you don't know what a big deal that is. Getting sober is a big deal. If you've got a drinking problem, getting sober is a damn big deal. It's uncomfortable. It's not something that you look forward to doing. It's not something that you want to do. It's a commitment that's uncomfortable as hell. So getting sober, just the act of putting the plug in the jug, that's a big deal, man. That is a big deal. Now, once you're sober, okay, so you're sober. What's the big deal? To really know how to answer that question, you can't do it while you're drinking. You can't answer that question while you're drinking. You have to be sober to be able to answer that question. So if you're sober, you probably already know what's the big deal about being sober. To me, there's many, many ways to explain why sobriety is such a big deal. The reason sobriety is such a big deal is not because I just stopped drinking. Yeah, that's a big deal to somebody who's drinking. But to someone who's not drinking, what's the big deal? But once you stop drinking, that opens up some possibilities that are very big deals. First of all, if you're in recovery, one of the things that happens in recovery is that we start looking inward. We stop pointing fingers at other people or pointing fingers at circumstances, saying that's why I acted the way I did and that's why I drank so much and they're the reason that I was the way I was. Well, was is a past tense. So if you're still that way, you're still that way, okay? In recovery, we look inward for the changes that need to take place. Changes beyond putting the plug in the jug. Changes like, becoming honest. Changes like having some integrity. You know, no matter who's around, you are who you are. And it's honest. In recovery, I found out who I was. Honestly, who I was. That is a big, big deal. Because I was being honest, that made me somewhat trustworthy. Now, being someone that couldn't be trusted in the past, it takes a while to become completely trustworthy. And through time, I became trustworthy. I became a trusted individual. Let me tell you something. When nobody trusts you, and now everyone does, that's a big deal. That's over the top big deal. Back when I was drinking, I used to poo-poo credit cards and credit reports and all that kind of stuff. Like, who cares about that? Well, you know, today, after being sober for a while, I've got a pretty decent credit report. How did I do that? Just by staying honest. Doing what I said I was going to do. You know, having a high credit score, to some people is not a big deal. But if you've never even had a score, that is a big deal. That's a big deal. The other thing that sobriety does, it kind of helps me to map out what kind of life I want. You know, when all I'm doing is drinking, that's what my life entails, is drinking. And everything that I have planned for tomorrow has to do with drinking. So once I get sober and I get honest, especially with myself, I learn what it is that I want out of life. Because I had no idea. No idea at all. It's kind of hard to create the life that you want when you don't know what you want. And while I was drinking, I did not know what I wanted. I knew what I thought I wanted. Big house, fancy car, you know, a round bar in my house. I don't know why I thought that would be cool. I think one of the biggest deals about sobriety, and let me just preface this by saying that I don't necessarily have everything I want in life, but the things that I do have, they're fantastic. And I want every single one of them. I don't have everything I want, but I want everything I have. The life that I want is the one that I have. I get to come down here, cold days, rainy days, sunny days, hot days, in between days, and enjoy God's creation. God always delivers. He always delivers. Isn't that something? This is certainly the life that I want, and that's a big, big deal. I didn't even know what I wanted until I got sober. What I want is a life full of serenity, no chaos, no dishonesty. I want to be able to be proud of the guy looking back at me from the mirror. I couldn't do that when I was drinking. I wasn't proud of me at all. Today, I'm kind of proud of me. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a big, big deal. You guys have a great day, and I hope your life is a big deal in sobriety. Because sobriety, it's a big deal. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.